So today I'm going to be trying out the Revlon Colorstay Full Cover Foundation. So this foundation is being sold as a full cover matte foundation that lasts for up to 24 hours. I purchased the shade 200 Nude, which is the third to lightest shade available, I believe. I'm not a big fan of the packaging, only because I just prefer bottles that you can actually see through in order to see what the shade actually is, but I'm hoping it works out. I picked this up for $15, and this foundation is available in 16 different shades. So on Revlon's website, some of the claims read, Colorstay Full Cover Foundation for a full coverage matte foundation, lasts up to 24 hours. Comfortable wear that moves with your skin without flaking or caking. Easy to apply and blend seamlessly. Okay, and then in point form it says matte full coverage that doesn't look cakey or feel heavy, lasts up to 24 hours. Smooth, even complexion with a built-in primer. In a tube for easy on-the-go application. And that's all the website says. Unfortunately, it doesn't give a lot of details. And the packaging isn't much better. It pretty much says exactly what the website says. So if you're enjoying this video while you're watching it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to know my thoughts on the Revlon Full Cover Foundation and how it applies and wears throughout the day, don't go anywhere, just keep watching. So I've already washed or moisturized my face, and because this is a matte foundation, I made sure my skin was well hydrated. To wash my face, I used the CeraVe Hydrating Micellar Water for normal to dry skin. This stuff is awesome because it contains glycerin, which glycerin itself doesn't really moisturize the skin, but what it does is it holds water up against the skin to prevent it from dehydrating. And to moisturize my face, I used the Garnier Skin Active Clearly Brighter Even Tone Daily Moisturizer. So I think I chose my closest shade match, but it was hard to tell because obviously you can't see through the packaging. Normally I would do one half of my face with the sponge and the other half with the brush, but because I have a feeling this is going to be like a whipped moussey formula, I don't think the sponge would work out for this one. So I'm just going to apply this foundation with the brush. And this stuff is pretty thick. It's not going anywhere. And the brush I'm using is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Skin CC Plus Skin Perfecting Brush number 702. So yeah, that shade match is pretty close. It's a little peachy than I normally would go, but the next shade down looked way too light for my skin tone. I mean, this stuff, oh my god, this stuff is cake. Wow, is that thick. Okay, so the shade looks okay. Again, it's a little peachier than I normally would go. It's not bad so long as it doesn't oxidize too much. So this is supposed to be full coverage. I can still see a tiny little bit of discoloration poking through my forehead. This is a matte foundation, and so far nothing is looking too funky on my face. I don't see any dry patches around my chin area, which is normally a problem area for me. The area around my eye is looking pretty good. There's nothing creasing in that area or dehydrating my under eyes. So let's just do the other half and see how it looks. So let's get a look at this. So I was more than a little nervous to use this because the consistency when first applied is thick. I mean, I first thought it would be cakey and it would not work on my skin at all. Once it's blended out completely with the brush, it looks so smooth on the skin. There's no texture in areas like around my chin area where I'm sometimes prone to great big dry patches right there, and my forehead can sometimes be an issue for me. Like there's no texture, there's nothing cracking, there's nothing creasing in my forehead lines at all. Now, as far as coverage goes, I can see like I have like a freckle there that's poking through, and I have like a tiny little bit of discoloration that's poking through up there. Normally I might touch those areas up, but because this is a matte foundation and my skin is prone to dryness, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't want to aggravate a potential problem. Right now this is working for me. So at this point, everything is looking okay. I'm still looking a tiny bit glowy from all the products I used earlier, but this definitely is drying down to a powder finish. So I expect that glowiness to go away a little bit more throughout the day. So the time is 9:49. So I'm gonna go put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Let's talk foundation here. All right. everything is still looking really nice. I don't really have any complaints. The only thing that looks a little off to me is I'm looking at my neck and looking at my face, and my face seems a little dark. Like this has oxidized a bit. I possibly could have gotten away with the next shade down, but I'm not going to really worry about the color right now. I'm going to focus on everything else that's going on because the color is the easiest thing to change. But as far as everything else, forehead is still looking really nice. There's nothing funky going on up there. There's nothing creasing. Zoom you in just a bit. Nothing. There's no dry patches around here or on this side. There's a teeny tiny little bit of dryness in my nose area that sometimes is a problem for me, but it's nothing too crazy, and I'm hoping that once the foundation warms up on my face throughout the day that doesn't accentuate, so we'll see. So on the rest of my face, I mentioned earlier that I'm wearing the CoverGirl True Naked Chocoholic palette. This smells exactly like hot chocolate. Like, the colors I chose were probably the lightest colors in the palette, so that gives you an indication of how dark some of these shades are. Cheeks, I'm wearing the Physician Formula Butter Blush in the shade Natural Glow. And for lips, I am wearing the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick. These are the Les Chocolat colors that just came out, so all of these shades also smell like chocolate, whereas the eyeshadow palette smells more like hot chocolate. This stuff smells exactly like chocolate that's been melted, is the only way to describe it. It smells delicious. So I'm going to go on with my day, and I'll check in with you guys in 5 hours and let you know how this foundation's been holding up. So the time is 3:36. First of all, I'm just going to move the camera because I'm not sure. I don't think it's showing up in this light. Yeah, look at my neck compared to my face. So I'm a little bit of an Oompa Loompa today. Look how dark I am. Holy crap. The zoom in really gives you, look, oh my god. Look at my face compared to my ears. That's crazy. It looked okay when I first applied it, but now it looks like I've been laying in the sun too long. So that's the bad news. The good news is that's really the only thing that's wrong with it. It's still sitting on my skin really nicely, like it hasn't dehydrated my skin at all, which I was concerned about because this is a matte foundation and usually I can't wear matte foundations. Summer is typically the only time of year where I can get away with wearing a matte foundation. But as always, the key to making a matte foundation work on dry skin is making sure your skin is well exfoliated, making sure it's well hydrated. So besides me looking really off as far as the color is concerned, it still looks okay. Trying to ignore what's going on with my eyes. They're a little, look at that, that is horrible. I'm testing a new concealer and it's not working out very well. So that's it for now. I'll check in with you guys later tonight. So the time is 8:13. All right, let's get a peek at this. There are parts of it I like and there are parts of it I'm not too crazy about. My forehead still looks amazing. It looks perfectly smooth. There's not like one line being magnified up there. And the rest of my face is looking pretty even too. I'm going to zoom you guys in so maybe you can see what I'm seeing. It's just that I'm noticing like right here, like basically the whole bottom half, ooh, right there. That's where I'm noticing it the most, is right through there and all the way through here is just really, really dry. But it's weird, it's just the bottom half of my chin. Everywhere else looks fine. Like, it's just this bottom chin that's driving me crazy. It felt probably around 5 o'clock at night. I noticed that this whole area started to feel really tight and uncomfortable. Looking up close, I can see why. It's just, I don't know, it's like all the hydration has been sucked out of my skin. So right now, this one is sort of a middle of the road foundation for me yet. I haven't really figured out a way to make it work 100% because I love the finish of it. I love how it's sitting on my skin. Like, there's no texture showing on my cheeks. There's no texture showing on my forehead. It's just really dry and uncomfortable around my chin. I don't know. I like this one. It's just not my favorite. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.